such arrogance.
Alright, that's good.
Okay.
We all clapped?
Yeah, I clapped.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
You can see it in the audio.
Okay, so welcome to our brand new podcast that we've talked about before. We've told you we were going to do this, and we're doing it. This is our weekly RWBY cast. What, did we figure out a name yet?
It's the RWBY cast.
RWBY.
Yeah.
Okay. So in each week we'll cover the new episode of RWBY as it comes out. So we have your hosts here. We have the typical two fine-looking brothers hosts. We have me, Josh, and
me, Zack.
But we also have a special guest who has not been on Two Fine-Looking Brothers yet.
Alberto.
He's our honorary third fine-looking brother.
That apparently.
And he is going to think about and speak about RWBY Volume 4, Episode 1 with us today.
Yeah. What's the episode called?
I don't even know.
It's called
it
Dawn
was,
of
a New Beginning.
Dawn of
New
a
Beginning.
New World.
Dawn of the Planet of the Huntresses.
Cool.
I go on the Rooster Teeth website to check, and it's a picture of Chris and Barbara licking each other's tongues.
Nice.
With a guy covered in
Perfect.
shit standing next to them. Thank you, Rooster Teeth. Okay,
Well, let's talk about something good that Rooster Teeth has produced.
Right.
RWBY.
RWBY. This is the new volume. It was weird because I was watching it and it didn't really hit me till after I finished the episode that it's back. We're back, baby.
We are back in action and about time too.
Right. So.
So let's talk about this right now.
I think we should start with the intro, right? The theme
the
song.
intro to the volume.
The theme
It
song.
used to feel like a
Yeah, the theme
fairy tale.
It's so good. I like it a lot.
It was so anime.
It was such a cheesy
weird.
anime opening.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most anime that any opening has been. But I don't think it's better than Volume 3.
I
No.
don't.
It's good.
I think it's good though. I like it a lot.
Yes, I agree.
I like. I'm still having a hard time getting used to the animation. I don't know if you guys agree with me.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
I'm having this weird dissonance where it's I know that it's the same show and I know it's the same characters, but the feelings aren't following.
Yeah, it's
with it,
weird. Almost
like
it
it would
feels
in the
just
old
different.
animation.
Something about it. I don't know
It's
what it
something
is.
I think it's coming off of all that heartbreak and all that grim and despair at the end of volume.
Yeah,
volume
they're sort
3,
of
and then
going back to the kind of happy-ish a little bit. I would say happy.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean?
It feels a lot more like the volume 2 intro where it was a lot more lighthearted and more optimistic, in a sense. And it's kind of a weird contrast, but I guess it's necessary to get us through.
Yeah.
So in the intro, we see some new characters, right?
I was going to talk about that, specifically the ones surrounding Blake.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
The fuck?
Those are parents.
No, are they?
Isn't she an
though?
orphan?
I thought she was an
I
orphan.
thought she was. No, so did I. But the thing is, you see them. Well, there's the faunus. There's the cat woman.
I mean, they really look like her parents.
It looks
Yeah.
like it's her mom and her dad, right?
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, the thing that sealed, because I didn't believe it either, and when I was watching it, Jen was telling me, "Oh yeah, no, they're totally her parents." I'm like, "No, there's no way." But then I watched the intro a few more times, and I saw her dad, her and son were close, and then her dad just pushes him away, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, that's totally her dad. There's no other explanation."
My initial
gotta be.
first inclination when I saw that, which I now is proven wrong, obviously, I know it's not that after watching it a couple times, is that it's that the other cat person was a guy, and it was this guy trying to hook up his son with Blake or something, match
No,
up.
it's definitely an old woman.
So is it is it? Do you think it's parents, or do you think it's an aunt and uncle or something?
It definitely related. Definitely
it really looks like her parents.
Did they
but-
ever say though that she was an orphan or not?
No, I don't think so. I think they
Do you
just
think
said
we
that
just
she grew up.
assumed?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said she had a hard childhood, but she never said straight up I don't have no parents.
It's interesting because that's
you
never
know?
Yeah, I
something
think
I thought I'd see. I never thought, oh, I'm gonna see Blake's parents. I hope we'll see Blake's parents next volume. That's never something I thought about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we haven't even met them yet.
Yeah,
we only
right.
saw them in this short intro part.
I think her dad is going to be hilarious for
Yeah,
whatever
it
reason.
seems like it.
Her dad I think he's just Asgore.
Yeah,
He looked
straight up.
exactly.
You look at
I'm it's literally Asgore.
Literally ask for a dad. So why isn't she a goat faunus then?
God.
You know what? If he's the king of the faunus, I'm gonna be really fucking like happy.
No, I think that would be pretty bad though if he was the king of the faunas and Blake
Yeah,
was like
no.
a princess. That'd be kind of shitty.
No, it's interesting. I don't know. It seems like there's some kind of like they like own the boat. I'm assuming that's like their boat
Yeah.
or whatever. Whatever they were
I'm
on.
so happy Sun's back because that's what I was worried about, that he wasn't gonna be back this volume.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was
So what happened between the volumes is that Sun stayed back in Beacon, and him and Blake decided to go to Menagerie, right? And I guess they're gonna see her parents or something.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, you know, when you're struggling, like especially with school, like
Yeah,
your parents are probably like, yeah, come back home, come chill with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
There's also the possibility that that's not real, and that's like her daydream. And,
shit.
No.
and like that's what she wants to happen, but it doesn't actually happen. Like your parents aren't alive, whatever.
God.
You just
I
literally
hope-
shattered my heart, Zach.
I'm sorry.
Her parents aren't dead. We can't have more dead people.
I don't think they would include that in such a peppy intro, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it'd be an interesting way to like subvert everyone thinking
Twig
that's
this.
gonna happen. Yeah.
I don't know.
The twist is that it doesn't actually happen.
Oh, that would be sick.
Just like a lot of the stuff in the intro never ends up happening.
And the thing is, I feel like that. Wait, what were we gonna say, Alberto?
No, no. We can keep talking about this. I was going to try and transition over to the villains.
Yeah,
but
so the
there was one
episode
more thing
starts
I
out-
wanted to say about the intro, though.
Sure.
I find it was, I sort of like how it's like, I expected it to be so dark. Like, I expected it to be so much darker than, like, we've ever seen. Like, you know what I mean? I expected it to be so depressing, but it's, like, actually kind of, like, back to sort of that upbeat tone that, like, that Volume 3 started with, you know what I mean? And I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because it shows, like, times past, they're still themselves. Like, they're still these characters, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. Okay, now we can transition to film, which I do have a lot of notes on.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
God.
it starts out right in like the villain round table
Yeah.
meeting. There are like Cinder is like she's lost an eye and like probably has a part taken out of her skull, and she can't talk. She totally lost. She's like lost most of her voice, and there are we see like the 4 evil people and 2 empty seats.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There seems like it seems like Watts is like the kind of prim and proper strategist kind of guy. Tyrion is like the crazy like, whoa, this
Tyrion's
guy's
the Naruto character.
the Naruto character, and then Hazel's like the tough like, you know, breakdown.
He did strike me as a Naruto character.
No,
He really is,
He
though.
striked me as an Avatar character.
Yeah, like an Avatar villain.
like
I get it.
Azula, like Endgame Azula kind of.
Yeah,
And
kinda
then there's,
like that, yeah. Like it just like this entire episode too. I felt like I was watching Avatar. Like I'm like, this is
God.
literally just an
Yeah.
Avatar episode.
Yeah. Dude, what about like the Fire Nation people in the intro? Like the dudes.
Oh
with the-
yeah,
Yeah,
like the
wolfheads.
oh my
I
God.
assume they're like White Fang people, right?
yeah, they're
Yeah,
probably
It
so
shows
they're
like.
like-
Adam and then it shows them.
What if they're
I
like an
assumed they were Menagerie branch White Fang.
No.
as opposed
That's
to like the
interesting.
ones we've seen in Vale.
But what if they're like a force like opposing the White Fang, like a peaceful faunus organization?
That would be cool.
Because it was
That'd be
like just
pretty cool.
opposed like next to Adam, like in the intro, like you know that they
Yeah.
were like, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. They don't seem necessarily evil on
Yeah.
first glance.
Yeah,
That's true.
In terms of the villains, I can't believe like how sympathetic I am towards Cinder now, even though.
Yeah,
I, like,
she's
absolutely
a
hate
horrible
her
human
guts.
being. But now you're like,
But then she just gets shit on in the meeting, and I feel bad for her, and I hate Watts, even though he's making fun of someone who I also hate.
yeah, like it's true, yeah. And I feel like those are the best villains, the ones you can be sympathetic towards. Like,
Yeah.
honestly.
I don't
And
Anyway,
I found it.
I really can't hate Tyrion,
Mhm.
even though
Yeah, he's annoying
even
as
though he's
fuck.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah,
and
he
he's
really is.
he's probably really gonna hurt Ruby and probably capture her.
I don't
towards the
think
end of the
I'm not
volume.
gonna say that
you know,
like
you know
outright.
who he reminds me of? You know who he reminds me of? Bellatrix
Who?
from Harry Potter.
Ooh, that's probably a little closer actually.
Yeah.
That is very similar. I could see that.
You
I-
guys see him like he's going to hurt Ruby.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. No,
he seems
definitely.
like a fucking guy that would like go insane.
Or like he cuts people
He
for
is
fun
insane.
and things. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
and
know.
then something I feel like we skipped is the very, very, very first scene before the meeting.
Oh yeah.
The Grimm.
Where Grimm
Yeah.
are literally coming out of like these pools of like oil or something in this
Right.
area. So this is obviously like where the Grimm are from.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
think
It's,
she
they're
has
it's
really
got to
first-
be that other continent, right?
Do you think it's the Dragon Continent that they never talk
It's
about?
got to be.
Like,
Yeah,
Alberto, you know
no,
how they
yeah,
never
yeah.
talk about the Dragon Continent, like, in the World of Remembrance? They, like, show it and just never say anything about it?
Mhm.
Do you
There's
think that's,
no
like,
other
Villain Land?
area. There's no other area in the world that they haven't covered.
What
Well,
if
here's the thing. Like, why does no one else know about it then? If it's so like very visible on the map, why would no one be like, "Oh shit, there's like Grimm
I feel
coming
like
from
it's...
there. We should."
I'm wondering if it's, like, a place that they, like, lost in the past. Like, they know, like, okay, this is no longer our territory. You know what I mean?
Like, this is taken over by Grimm. We can't go there.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm
reminds
thinking
me-
it's more.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was thinking it's more of like maybe it's like some kind of like weird extra dimensional travel kind of thing, because it doesn't seem like anywhere else we've seen in the world.
But you
Yeah.
can see the moon from there.
Yeah.
It's the same world.
And it kind of reminds me of, like, from, like, the Game of Thrones universe, the Lands of Always Winter, where it's, like, this place that's on the map that they know is there, but they just can't go in there because there's too many, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
no,
so they
no,
don't know what's there, and there's, like, might be, like, and you know what I mean? Like, the main villain might be there, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't
Right.
know.
Right. Just don't know.
Yeah. And also the fact that the ground is red, and whenever you see the map, the dragon area is also red.
Is that true?
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
I can believe that.
And,
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it is like that.
And when, another thing was that, with that area, what's it called? When, it pans up and it shows Emerald and Mercury looking out, it looked like, based on their reaction, it looked like that was their first time there.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Like, it's like they're like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It really seems like they're gonna
Turn.
like defect, especially Emerald. Like
I
feel
don't
like
know
they've been
about
hinting at
Mercury,
that
but
for
I feel like
volumes.
Emerald's definitely gonna, by the end of the series, Emerald will 100% be on the good
Mer-
guy's side.
Yeah.
Mercury really wanted to beat up Watts.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I think he probably could go toe to toe. Well, like we haven't seen what they can do yet, because it's obvious they're like highly, trained.
I feel like
kind of
Mercury will eventually just snap and beat the shit out of Watts. I could see that happening.
Well, no. What if
Yeah.
Mercury like lashes out against Watts or any of the other like council members, like villain council, and like
Actually,
and then dies, and then Mercury and then Emerald's like, oh fuck.
Oh,
like,
that
this is
would be
bad.
interesting. Yeah, like if he fails and like she's like, shit, I gotta get out of here. You know what I mean?
I'm like almost sure that Watts would fucking destroy Mercury if he ever went up against him.
Where was Neo at
Like-
this meeting?
Well, first off, Neo's like the accomplice to Roman, who is not even
Yeah,
like,
that's what I figured. Like,
close to a part of it.
like I figured that
He's like
Neo
lower
is
than
like,
Emerald.
like at first I thought, oh, maybe Neo is on like Cinder's level, but then I realized no, there's no way. She's the accomplice to Roman.
She seems
Yeah.
pretty powerful for someone that's just Roman's apprentice, though.
I think so. I kind of wanted to get into Neo since
Yeah.
clearly my favorite character. I think everything has to relate to her, right? So, you know how she also doesn't talk, just like Cinder, doesn't talk. Like she can't talk right
Do you
now.
think this?
How did she?
Do you think
She's a
How did she go? How did she? What's
that
like, how'd she
actually
lose her
that
voice?
actually
She went up
ties
against.
that actually ties into one of my points? Do you
It
think
seems like Neo probably went up against the silver-eyed person.
Summer probably?
Well, what's his name? It implied heavily.
That's what I was gonna say. His name's Hazel, and
Yeah, Hazel.
he says we've dealt with her kind of before, and I assume they're referring to Summer, right?
Most
Yeah.
likely. That's
Yeah.
the only silver-eyed warrior we know of other than Ruby. So.
And she's dead. Like,
Well, we don't know.
Probably.
probably. She's probably dead.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, so... And then, if we don't have anything else to say about these villains,
I
I think we don't have enough yet to
Yeah.
But I
make big
actually
theories.
have something I want to say because they talked about how Salem literally says Ozpin is dead, So
He's
I don't
probably
think
not
he's
dead.
actually dead. But one thing I'm thinking maybe Cinder told her she beat him somehow. Like told her she beat him. Maybe Cinder's like doing like an almost, I wouldn't say fully double agent in a way. I wonder if she's like a Snape, like where it's like secretly working for Ozpin.
Huh.
I don't think she's secretly working for Ozpin, or else they wouldn't have like fought that hard.
You're right. You're right.
I'd like to interrupt.
Because
the
no one else was
podcast.
there, so they could have. Wait, what
I
were you
think
gonna
she
say?
wants to justify the fact that she like took so much damage. The fact that she's like, oh
So
yeah,
she's like,
clearly
I killed Ozpin. That's gonna.
Or she thinks that she did because he's gone. Like,
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
so kind of, Alberto, you could say what you wanted to say about this.
You wanted to
Quick,
interrupt the
quick,
podcast.
no, quick point. The character status chart has been released.
Okay.
It's fan made.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll check that out after. Like once we're
I gotta take a
once
piss.
we're all done with the
so,
episode. Wait, hold on.
What?
I want to talk about. Well, actually, I'll do it. So run right now. And
Yeah.
I'll talk
Take a
about it when we
break.
get
Keep
back.
them entertained. I'll be right back in a second.
how hard can
All
it
right.
be?
So, I just want to talk about like the four villains. What I think they're gonna end up doing is I think Watts is probably gonna end up being like eventually being like a big bad. We're never supposed to like him, and he's just supposed to be really evil and do some bad stuff. Tyrion probably going to do some bad stuff this volume. Probably gonna hurt Ruby. Hazel, Hazel doesn't look
actually, one
evil.
second.
He looks like he just kind of has to be there,
Yeah,
right? He
kind of like the.
he looks like he's doing it, yeah, because he has to.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, welcome back.
What were
I'm
you
sure they have a
talking
about?
good
So-
reason.
Tying in to what happened to Ozpin.
Yeah.
As we know, Ozpin is based on the Wizard of Oz, and the Wizard of Oz is he pulls back the curtain and reveals himself, right?
Yeah.
So if you remember the scene directly after the meeting, this farm person gets woken up by this meeting that was talking about someone. So there, this is the thing on this most recent watch that stood out to me is right at the end. Hold on, I have a picture of it. Right at the end of the farm scene, you see
I was
turn
going
and
to
they-
say that. Yeah.
they turn and they look at this little house in the distance that even though they've been living there their whole life, looked like they'd never seen it before. And what are the chances that that's the wizard's house?
Oh no, it's look at the no. I was gonna say look at the background. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, it is exactly
Yeah.
the same.
So, but my thing, I had a lot written of ideas about the farm kid or whatever. Do you think so? It seems like he was waking up from a nightmare that was the meeting.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what made me think that that is someone who they talked about in the meeting. So it's either the reincarnation of the wizard,
Right.
or it's Spring.
That's what I was
No.
gonna say. I was gonna say I think it might be a maiden.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
But I was
that seems.
I also am interested in the idea that it's like Ozpin's new form.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what I thought originally, that it was Ozpin. That was Ozpin's new, reincarnation, or, how he's hiding, basically, right now.
Maybe.
It really does look like a girl,
I don't
dressed
think
up as a guy.
But
Maybe.
Another thing about it is that two things. One, if this kid isn't Ozpin, it's obviously someone very important to the story because every how in all these series the protagonist has the dreams about the villain meetings. You know what I mean? In all these typical series, but the other thing is it's he or she, whatever it is not in the intro.
Yep.
At all.
So, what does that mean?
Well, think about it this
Probably-
way. the Fall Maiden last season wasn't in the intro, and she was
Yeah,
really
that's
integral
true.
to the plot of Volume 3.
That's true.
So obviously they're trying to tell us something here.
Yeah, my initial inclination. So I'm going with one of those two routes: that they're the Spring Maiden or another Maiden, or they're Ozpin.
I couldn't decide, but seeing them look at that house at the distance makes me think it's Spring Maiden.
Okay.
Right? Like they return to the wizard, the
Mhm.
wizard returns to them.
If they had silver eyes, I would say they were Silver Eye Warrior, but they don't. So
They don't.
I mean,
have
they
amber eyes.
think about this. He or she has like this like yellowish green tint to his eyes.
Yeah.
Remember, Amber, she had like a brownish tint.
Mhm.
So it's possible that also
Yeah,
is an
that's-
indication.
it's probably. I feel like the most likely, least complicated route would be that it's Spring Maiden, and that's the one I can see
Right.
coming to fruition most. But I'd like to entertain the idea, I guess, that it's Ozpin.
I think being Spring is like just sneaky enough where it could be true.
Yeah.
Where it's like being presented as a farm boy, but like sort of looks like a girl, and sees this house in the distance. Right.
Someone
at the
already
end.
did a cosplay of them, by the way.
Think about it this way: when do you plant your seeds? You plant them in the spring. He was.
Oh my god! For real.
So theory confirmed. Obviously.
Yeah.
I got it.
Is that true?
You do plant in the spring,
And you
I'm on
harvest
board
in
with
the
this theory.
fall.
and you harvest in the fall.
No easy task to.
Here's the other thing.
Clear
Why
the
are they
ground.
going after spring next? That's my other question. Why this season in particular?
I mean, I saw this in discussions, and one of the most plausible theories was that it's the only one that they have a hint on, like
Fair enough.
Mhm.
a direction.
Winter could be Salem, but it's not.
Winter could be Salem.
I don't know.
No, I don't
It's
think
possible.
so.
Well, do you think any of the other guys have any maiden powers? Like, I don't know. Like,
I think
just throwing it out there.
Tyrion's in line to get the Spring Maiden's powers.
Can guys have maiden powers? We don't know.
Well, the thing is, the anomaly of like Cinder having half the powers was also kind of weird. I don't think people really understand how the maiden powers work necessarily. You know, like they're kind of
Yeah.
fickle and kind of
Yeah.
like Crow said, they have dumb stupid rules. So if they can use whatever they use to force Amber's powers out of her, I'm assuming they could do similarly for the guys, even if they aren't technically girls.
You
know?
think?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I think that'd be interesting if like multiple council members end up being maidens.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 council members missing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do you think they are? Do you think?
I really want to think that it's Neo, but I'm not sure.
Maybe 2 other women to get the maiden powers, possibly.
I don't know.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, because then there'd be 4.
Is there
of them
anyone that we
the
know in
council.
this series? Do you think maybe Raven?
Raven is.
That-
I've heard that theory, and I think it's definitely possible.
Like maybe she was on the council and like left.
She could be the Snape of the council, possibly.
I know.
She
That's
does
the
help.
thing. I feel like Raven has the most potential to be like the state of double agent for Ozpin and Salem, kind of. Out of the
Yeah.
story.
I don't know. It's
And I mean, I really want it to be Neo, but I'm not that hopeful.
we'll see.
Back. Oh yeah. Also, one more thing about the meeting. How they talked about the whole White Fang thing, about how Adam is not the leader of the White Fang. Like we
Yeah,
thought he was.
what-
He's
What I was thinking is that he's just the head of like the Veil branch.
Yeah. Yeah, like how
right.
he's like the head, like how there's different heads depending on which area of the world you're in. Like,
It would. I mean, that makes sense for like.
so like there's the
leadership,
top leader, and
bureaucracy
then like
purposes.
that's divvied up. Yeah, that's what makes sense. It's yeah.
But that makes
Mhm.
sense. What was her name? I got it. Sienna Khan. That was her name.
Which one?
Sienna Khan was is the leader of the White Fang.
Sienna Khan.
Yeah, they
Right.
said that. Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember that. I guess is there anything else you want to talk about before we jump into our main heroes?
I think we should get into the next part, which was the what's it called? The Geist fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes,
I was going
yes.
to talk about it. So does that mean Grimm are like sort of like spirits that can possess like skeletons or
I
rocks?
think that's
Do you-
that specific variant of
Yeah,
Grimm can
that
do
is they called it a geist, which is like, which is short for poltergeist.
So you think it's
which
just
is
one
like-
type of like ghosty Grimm kind of thing?
Well, a
Yeah.
poltergeist is a furniture ghost. It inhabits like things.
Yeah, so you think
That's
it's just
what-
like inhabited those rocks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think it's
exactly.
just that type of
Okay.
Grimm.
I mean, I think this season we're gonna be seeing, like, especially with the preview with Harambe
Harambe.
Grimm and this with the Geist. I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more exotic Grimm because I have a feeling that like the Grimm are like native to certain regions.
Mhm.
As like just
I
making
also
assumptions.
feel
here.
I also feel like the region that they're in now, which is what's the region called?
They're on Anima right now. They're going to
The dude said it in the episode. He's like, blank is it's a
Anima.
big continent.
Anima.
Continent. Yeah.
Anima. It's the continent right next to the Vales continent, whatever it's called.
Okay.
Right.
And
But they're
so-
heading to Mistral.
Yeah,
Which
they're heading
that's
to
Mistral's the school though, right?
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Okay.
Mistral's the kingdom. Haven's the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So they're headed to Haven.
I feel like this continent is more like jungly in a way. I guess.
Yeah,
I feel
more
it's gonna be
forest. Like
I feel like it's gonna be more like I don't know.
They said this one was the most in tune with nature, right?
Okay.
right. Yeah. Because I think Haven is like I think it was from the World of Remnant. They're on like it's like on a cliffside kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
between mountains and water, right?
Mhm.
It
Yep.
was like that. It was like it almost looked kind of like Chinese, right?
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
of the
you're
right
thinking of Vacuo.
No. Yeah. I think that's vacuum.
The-
Whatever.
Wait, no, wasn't Vacuo like a pyramid though?
I
don't
Vacuum
even
isn't
remember.
Vacuum is the deserty. kind of
Wasn't
stuff.
wasn't it like a
Yeah.
ziggurat though? The school.
Yeah, it was like a ziggurat. You're right.
Yeah.
It was like a ziggurat kind of place.
I
Anyway.
guess we'll see when we get there.
Yeah.
Which will probably happen in a couple episodes.
I appreciated actually like we skipped straight to the fight, but I wanted to mention the little quips between Nora and
Oh,
Ren
yeah.
about the team names.
Yeah.
I'm glad they addressed it at least, so it's not like we're just.
I'm not glad they didn't address the name Orange. RRNJ, which is a color. Right? They were
Yeah.
so obsessed with like, well, that's not a color. But Ranger isn't a color either.
But then John's like, who the fuck cares? It's literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, but then he immediately takes a side after saying that.
Rangers,
I don't know,
Rangers. is the team.
Ranger sounds better. Ranger's the team.
Yeah.
Ranger is what they go with, I'm pretty sure.
And that's fine. But the Geist was cool. The Geist was a cool Grimm. I thought it was an interesting design.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then we got awesome Ruby and Nora combo attacks. It's good. Let's see. There's not really much to talk about. The fight was good.
Yeah, it's
Well,
fine.
I thought the fight was
I'm
kind
like
of
a
boring.
big battle fan, but like I don't know, battles aren't like the main thing for me in this series.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
definitely.
Um,
Yeah, that was.
but yeah,
Um,
I kind of agree with Zack. It was kind of underwhelming. It was
Yeah,
like
it
it was,
was
it was
boring.
there.
mhm.
It was there. It was good. But we kind of expected at this point. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't anything we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
the best way to say it.
I feel like
Yeah.
the main crux of that whole section of the episode was when John got his new armor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was
That
little.
was-
So
that
was
hit
it like
pretty hard.
Pyrrha's weapon melted down?
I'm
it
pretty
was
sure.
her it was her crown
Yeah, it was her crown melted down.
in the
Yeah.
shield and
And then
I think they
In the hilt. In the hilt too.
and then
Yeah.
he has.
They may have used his shield.
The piece of cloth or whatever around his waist.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, her sash.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good. So
It's
good.
amazing.
I
We,
love it. I love how they're like tributing here. How she's almost like still there, with, like a team member. It's
What happens
good.
when they meet her family and he's got all of her stuff on him?
Do you think? Do you think they're gonna do that?
They have to. Like, why else would they be going to Mistral?
They're going there for the school. Literally
No, yeah, no.
Crow-
They're going there because Crow said that was where they
Yeah.
thought the people. Well, wait. How would he know that? Who? That's the thing. Like that's what makes
Wait,
me
what
think.
people? What are you talking about?
At the end of
Remember-
last volume, Crow literally said that's where the villains are going, so that's why they
Yeah,
went there.
and so how
Oh,
would they
alright.
know that unless they had someone in on the villain?
But I mean, like they're going to Mistral, right?
Yeah.
This is like Chekhov's like dead daughter, right? Like they're going to Mistral, and Pyrrha's family lives in Mistral. The gun has to go off, right?
You're right.
Fair
Like-
enough.
You're right. I wonder if they'll like run into each other, rather than going there specifically.
I could see that happening, honestly. Like, you know,
Mhm.
especially like I think that Mistral will. I think word of mouth, hopefully, will get there, and then people
Yeah.
will know that Ranger's on their way.
Like I could see a scene in which like there's a fight going on or something, and like one of Pierre's family members notices like the red cloth or whatever,
Yeah.
and then like slowly
Like-
puts the puzzle pieces together.
But I mean, no, you think of like when I think of Ranger going to Mistral, it seems like they'd have this like it's a sad duty that they have to go and they have to tell them.
Yeah,
because
I could
the
see that.
communications are down and these people don't know what the state of like their
They have no
family is
idea
in.
like where their daughter is, like literally.
It's like sort of their duty to have to break the news,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
right? As much as they don't want to.
Yeah,
And
it's so
I think
sad.
I really want to see that scene happen, even though I know it's going to be sad.
Pure Mina.
That's unfortunate. Pyramida. Let's see. What's left after that? After the team. After they get the armor, then it's Weiss. Then we just get to see Weiss. Toward
I
the
mean,
end.
there's not really much with
Weiss.
that. She's just going to see.
No,
Daddy.
there's stuff in that scene. I remember this.
I mean, I think the Weiss and the Yang arcs are going to be like internal conflicts.
Yeah.
Where Weiss is like trying to learn summoning, right? Like she did it a little bit.
I also no.
but
I
she's
feel
trying
like
to perfect it.
I feel like she has
Weiss
it down.
also is going to have the issue of she wants to like get back into like, you know what I mean, being
a huntsman.
huntress and going to help like RWBY and
Huntress.
stuff, while her dad's trying to limit her and make her stay in the house. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
stay
Yeah.
back there. I feel like that's going to be the main conflict with that. And I could definitely see Winter like helping her escape. I could see that being
Yeah.
a thing that happens.
Yeah.
But and
I'm
also,
actually thinking.
wait, or Ironwood.
Right.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah. I definitely think Ironwood over Winter in terms of like potential for helping her
Busting
lead
it.
Alice.
Yeah.
But
'Cause
anyway,
Ironwood
I
knows
was
the truth. So he would just be like, "Dad, this is the fucking happened." Like,
right.
yeah.
But what I was thinking is like I'm not sure like the thing is we don't know yet, but like I don't know if this season's gonna or this volume's gonna be like are the girls gonna get back together toward the end of the volume, or are we gonna have to wait a little while before RWBY as we knew it gets back together? Because
I don't think they're going to be back together this volume.
that's what
yeah.
I was thinking.
It reminds me of Game of Thrones, how like in season 1, or which volumes 1 through 3 in this show, how like all the characters were in the same place, like the whole of the Stark
Yeah.
family was in the same place, and then after like the end of the season, they all dispersed. And some that even in this Game of Thrones now, 5 seasons later, some of them have met up again, but like a lot of them are still dispersed.
All right, I'm going to throw like a Hail Mary prediction.
What?
Like we've only seen the first episode, but I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is Ruby's going to get captured and they're going to have to come together to help her, like to save her.
Okay.
Get captured
Get
by the villains guy.
By Tyrion.
The villain
Yeah.
squad.
Yeah, I could see
Right?
that.
He's gonna like take her eye and he's gonna bring her back to Salem.
Mhm. And you think they're gonna have to go
Right.
up against Salem? I feel like it's
think
gonna
they're
be
going
like,
to have to get her back, and
Yeah.
like they can't possibly go up
I
against
feel like it's
her.
gonna be one of those things where it's like the first time, like a first time seeing Salem kind of thing. You know how there's always that like battle where they first see the villain, don't get to fight them well enough, but have to like come back and then train. You know what I mean, to actually fight the villain.
Yeah.
Like an Avatar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm excited like for the rest of the volume.
Yeah. By
I
the
think- I
way,
think
this
that-
entire volume is like such a goddamn Avatar. Like, it just feels so much like Avatar. You know what I mean? Like the different continents feel like the different kingdoms in Avatar.
Also,
Like,
the fact that like Cinder is literally Zuko
yeah.
right now.
Oh wait, she has a
Like
scar.
yeah, the
Oh my
burned
God.
eye. She's literally.
It's the same. It's the same side too.
Mhm.
Oh my God, she's literally Zuko. Does that
Yeah,
mean she's
like,
gonna
how
get
you
together
think
with the wrong
Cinder's
person?
the villain,
at the end?
and then
The only difference with like her and Zuko is that she has killed someone in cold blood.
I think that if Avatar had more leeway, I think they would have done something similar. Honestly.
You guys think Cinder is eventually going to be like
Redeemed?
a good guy?
I could see it.
I don't know.
I think if anything, she has to be like a martyr.
Yeah, like
I
I
mean,
feel like
she
it would
dies
be like
doing the right
a
thing.
quick thing where like she'll turn,
Yeah.
and then she'll die doing that turning. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she'll ever
Yeah.
like go. I'm gonna help you, T. Ruby. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
Like,
I'm I'm
murdered.
tentatively
She's not
like
getting
kind of
back.
like worried about stuff like that because of coming from My Little Pony. Like they always reform their villains, and it's
But
really...
that show is for like under 10-year-old girls. The point is that
Yeah.
everyone becomes good with the power of friendship.
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't want to say like, oh yeah, let's reform Emerald, let's reform Cinder, let's reform everybody. You know?
I
do think Emerald's going to
end up like joining.
Yeah,
the,
no,
the
for
Grand
sure, for
Family,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know about anyone else, but
Right. I don't know.
like Mercury kind of didn't seem that way last volume, but this volume he's ready to fight them, and he doesn't like what's
Fight
going
me.
on.
Fight
Fight me.
I can also what about
excited.
the way Salem moves? It's kind of like a ghost or like a slug. She like floats. She doesn't walk.
No, she floated into the room, but she walked up the stairs.
Oh,
Right?
did she?
It's
I just-
you can. I was watching for it, but I think you can hear her like heels clicking as she walks up the stairs.
I feel like there's
the thing.
still not enough evidence at all to like say what Cinder is yet. Like we still do. I mean,
You mean
Salem.
Salem?
Yeah.
I don't know.
She
I'm
seems
just curious
like a
what her
grim
end
human.
game is. Honestly, like it doesn't seem like she has. Like we haven't
She
seen her
wants
end
to
game.
take over the world.
I don't think that's what she wants though.
No,
I feel like she
no.
wants to
Destroy
watch
us
it like.
all.
I
Destroy
feel like she
us
wants to
all.
burn it, like just watch it like get destroyed, like the human.
And I can't wait to see you burn.
At first, I thought
You
this
know, like
whole
Alan.
thing was like a revenge mission against Ozpin, but I feel like now that Ozpin's taken care of and they're still doing shit, I know that's not the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was imagining it's sort of like almost like Salem was like a pupil to Ozpin that went rogue and then like got pit like wants to get revenge on Ozpin.
But like, what if she knows that he's just not dead? Like, she's dealt
she's
with
gonna
this
be
before.
pissed at Cinder. She's gonna be so.
No, I
fucking-
wonder. No, what Zach's saying is like, what if she knows and just isn't saying anything?
Right? She just wants to make Cinder feel good, and like
Well,
not have.
why
her made
isn't
fun
she
of.
like punishing her then, being like, hey, like what the fuck?
Because she
Why
was
didn't you
still
kill us?
because she was like still talking with Ozpin at the end of the volume last volume. Like she was communicating with him. It
Yeah,
seemed
that's
like.
that's definitely true.
Hmm.
And I feel like if she like she's dealt with him long enough, she knows that if he's dead, he's not really dead. So she's just saying it to make Cinder
Mm-hmm.
feel like, all right, you did something good, and you didn't like lose your face in vain.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing that I just thought of is, do you think we're going to see Raven this volume at all? Or?
Yes, definitely, 100%.
We haven't seen her for an entire volume. I feel like we got to see her at least one point.
No, I'm telling you, like with I think Yang's story is gonna revolve around her. Like, I think that's gonna be her.
Do you think
one of
she's
her
going to be the
goals.
one that gets Yang to, like, go back? It seems like it looked like Tai Yang was training her in the...
Yeah.
Like,
So,
he's
like,
training her to, like, fight with one hand, it seems like.
Yeah, in
and
the
she also
intro,
has, like, fucking PTSD mental shit where she was, like...
Yeah, it
talking-
pans
PTSD
around
mental
and
shit.
Tai Yang becomes herself with 2 arms.
Yeah.
And she looks at it and she like falls into this pit of like
And it shows
fire and
Adam.
Adam.
Fuck Adam.
Fuck Adam, you're right.
Do you think Blake and Garrett are gonna fight this volume?
Blake and
I
Garrett.
mean, it showed just like last volume. It showed Ruby fighting Tyrion, Blake fighting Adam, Weiss fighting her feelings, and Yang fighting herself.
Feeling.
Right? Well, she was fighting the summoning thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Her feeling.
Those were the fights that were shown, and I think that's going to like
Mm-hmm.
summarize the volume.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Tyrion seems to have a weapon very similar to Mercury. Like,
What was his weapon?
they almost- He
they were
had
on
like
his arms.
no, they were on his shoes. He had shoe guns, just like Mercury.
He had arm blade things too.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of curious, like why they have such
Yeah,
similar weapons. I don't know.
He
It's
seems
okay.
to be
I gotta
like
take a piss
another one
again.
of those. Nice.
Josh,
Keep talking.
stop drinking.
He no, it's a condition. He seems to have like one of those kicking styles, but I wouldn't say it's the same as Mercury's. Like he has those things on his arm, but
To me-
he twirls around and like break dances.
To me, when I was looking at the intro, it looked very similar. Which I don't know. It kind of seems odd.
I'm gonna pull it up right now, actually.
Yeah, go for it. Because I don't know. I was saying when I was watching him, like, yeah, it looks a lot like Mercury's weapon. Like, it seems too close not to be like, you know. I don't know. I could have seen it wrong, honestly.
I mean, does he have foot guns? I thought he
I
just
think
had
he has
the.
foot guns. Like straight up foot guns.
It's alright. We're gonna do an analysis right now.
Right.
When I get
live
to the
analysis
part.
of the intro.
Yeah.
I wonder what Watts' weapon is.
I'm scared to find out because I think once he uses it, something bad's gonna happen.
What?
I think Hazel I feel like Hazel just punches stuff.
Yeah, Hazel just like punches his fists together in the intro. I think he just doesn't even have a weapon. He just fucking.
He's strong as fuck.
Yeah, he just wins by bare-handed fighting people. Yeah, he has like blade things on his arms, and it does look like he has like foot guns.
Yeah.
But I think he just still has his feet, right?
Yeah.
It's not like Mercury where he doesn't have legs.
He doesn't have legs. Oh, that was interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
Tyrion has fucking dual discs on his arms. Josh, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, welcome back. I can hear you.
Welcome back. Hey, it's back.
So
I can't tell whether he has foot guns or not, but he definitely has dual discs.
The real question is, are you going to start collecting the RWBY trading card game?
Yes, I am going to start. Wait, are they actually releasing one?
Yeah, it's real.
Wait, no, I was just kidding. Wait,
no,
for real?
It's not a game. It's like, I think it's just collectible cards.
I'm going to get every Neo card. I'm going to catch them all.
Are there any worth money?
I don't know. It's not even out to the public yet. It was only... They were giving them out for free at New York Comic Con.
Hold on. Oh, what about that guy that was making a RWBY card game?
It's a guy that was making one?
Yeah.
He just got fucked.
Yeah, right here. RWBY CCG. Yeah,
okay.
No,
so is that everything about the episode? Is there anything we're forgetting?
I don't know. It seems like we pretty much covered everything that we were thinking. All the theories, all the. I don't know. It's just that I'm sure these videos will get longer as the volume goes along.
You cut out. What'd you say?
I said I'm sure these videos will keep getting longer as the volume keeps.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll have double the amount to talk about next episode.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Probably. All right. Well, we'll catch you back in episode 2. Thank you for listening. This is the RWBY cast.
Yep.
Peace.
Goodbye. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.